Welcome to the 1 vs 1 Dawn of War 3 tournament. I am joined with Artist. How's it going, pal?
Great. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm looking forward to finally looking at the second half of that semi-final that we're going to do right now.
Yeah, last game was who was it?
I forgot.
Dullahan versus someone.
It's been a rough week, but this is the second half. This is
Yeah, it was Dullahan versus Waze. Yes, I
yes,
remember. And Waze
good
won.
game.
It was a clutch game at the end. Eldar dying, but Taldir getting on the field like 20 seconds before the end. was a close match. So today is going to be Sunblast versus Yoda. So Sunblast, like Dullahan, just entered the tournament at this stage, but Yoda had just won a match versus Chompers.
How long have these guys been playing for?
Pretty much since the beginning, so like 3 years or something, but on and off. Some more than others.
Okay.
Chompers and Yoda are playing during the game nights pretty much every week.
Okay. So when you're ready, I'm gonna hit that resume. I'm gonna count to three. 3, 2, 1, go. And we're off.
So it's a mirror match. Space Marines.
Ooh.
Sunblast is he's got his Kill Team Iron Maw. I had a confirmation by Dullahan, who makes the Exodus mod, that the DPS we see from the Flamer is actually a bug. It's overtuned because of him messing with the Flamers, so it's going to be fixed. But right now they have very big DPS. Sunblast has got a pretty early game build with a Kill Team and Jonah, so 5 points, 2 elites. He's got Pin on his Devastator squad, which is very good. Allows you to root targets for like 10 seconds or something. He's got Fire on the Move for tacticals and a Jump for his ASMs, an extra one. But Yoda is running a much later game build with Kill Team, but 2 very large elites, Assault Terminators at 7 points, Knight Paladin at 9 points, and the same Assault Leap on his ASM, but 2 Dreadnought Doctrine. So he's going for a heavy tier 2 and tier 3 build. So we'll see how it plays out. Right now there's a contest at the top between Tech Marines exchanging frag grenades.
Now, first shot to the match.
Yes.
Ooh.
Nice grenade. Although the grenades have been slightly nerfed in Exodus, but they're mostly tools of self-defense against melee units like orc boys or banshees rushing you. They're not really used for damage like the plasma grenades from the Dire Avengers.
Right away, immediately they're going for those reverses.
So Dragkid is trying to hold the top. He built a barracks there to try and hold it. Meanwhile, we have a nice symmetry where Sunblast has done the same at the bottom of the map, although he's being a little bit more aggressive with his barracks placement, where it's placed on Yoda's side.
Well, it looks like Sunblast is gonna try to hold that middle, right?
Well, he got the point. He's building a requisition point there. We'll see if it gets bashed or not. Right now, he's already pushing the Shield Generator at the bottom of the map, although he doesn't have a lot of AV or true damage, so it's going to take a while, but it forces Yoda to respawn, so he moves his tacticals there. And you can see there are servitors trying to tie those units, and that's a big change of Exodus. In retail, you're building units, so servitors, bone singers, and so on can tie up ranged units in melee, which is kind of game breaking. So that has been removed in Exodus, but Sunblast doesn't play Exodus as much, so he was taken by surprise there.
It's hard for me to imagine this game without Exodus, to be honest. But after watching all of these games, um,
Yeah.
it's fun to watch. I've been playing RTS for 20 years. I mean, I've seen it all. I've watched a lot of replays, thousands and thousands of replays. All different types of RTS games, and I just feel like with the Exodus mod, it's basically all we have right now, and it's really just a vast improvement from what you're used to if you're just playing the regular retail version of.
Yeah, especially that small change of the builders not being able to tie units that's huge. It's just a single line in the changelog of Exodus, but when you have Bone Singers who can teleport for the fraction of the cost of a setup team, you can completely nullify Reaper squads and so on by just teleporting your Bone Singer there and forcing a D setup. I don't know how it made it into release really. Right now we see Yoda trying to respond by dropping his kill team, and Sunblast did the same. But Sunblast's kill team is tied up by an Assault Marine squad, and you can see that Flamer DPS completely melting that squad, and because he was tied up, he could not respond.
Nasty.
And now Yoda's Flamer kill team is completely melting away a second attack Marine squad. The third squad is going to completely disappear. So that is a bug. It does too much damage. It's going to be fixed in the next release of Exodus. But Dullahan is waiting for us to finish casting the games to be able to push the next patch.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Finals are next week, so looking forward to the
Exactly.
patch.
So Sunblast lost his final Attack Marine squad on the retreat, and now he's jumping his Assault Marine squad away. That's a huge loss. Thankfully, early game, we are still in phase 1 of escalation, and you get a small refunds when your units die. But he still has to retreat, and he was just done building a second Assault Space Marine squad from that building. He had to jump right away before losing models to that kill team that he can't tie up in melee right now. But he still has his resource points at the middle, getting his natural points completely built. So he's still in the game. But that was a rough start. That very aggressive play was not. It didn't pay off, and now he's going to lose that middle point. And they probably were not up long enough to pay for the cost of building them. Really.
Rogue Kid with a shotgun. A wonderful name.
Yeah, he changed his name to Yoda now on the Discord.
Well, he's taking that middle back.
So that point is being captured in the middle, but I don't think it's going to stay uncontested for long. The Sunblast needs a little time to rebuild his army because he lost 3 squads, and that's huge early game.
Can he come back from that?
Oh yeah, definitely. You can again. You get a little bit of refund, like 30%. I don't know. And he's got a good economy, but he needs just time to build the units and just get the resources flowing. He's got Attack Marine squad again and 2 Assault Marine squad, and his kill team is back on cooldown, so he can call it again. Hopefully, not get it melted like the first time. Now that he's got Assault Marine squads, he's going to be able to jump on Yoda's kill team and tie it up, so it doesn't do as much damage. So right now, Sunblast is bashing the resources of Yoda at the top. He killed a power generator, so that's nice. But he's being pursued by that kill team, so he has to run away. And his Attack Marines are getting tied up by Assault Marines, and they're going to die again. So that's pretty dangerous. But he was during that time where Yoda was following him, he was able to drop that kill team at the bottom of the map and equipping it with missile launchers instead of flamers, and they do good damage to buildings. So he's going to get that shield generator at the bottom before Yoda can react. So that was a nice trade, trading a single attack squad against that objective. and now he's going to run away. So Yoda just tried to go back to defend, but was too late. But now he's going back up top, where Sunblast is maintaining the pressure. So Yoda doesn't really know where to go, and you can see Tech Marines at the middle of the map just running up, running down the map, and then running back up. Doesn't really know where to respond, because Sunblast, even though he has less units, has been able to just split them and force Yoda to be everywhere on the map.
Good micromanagement shown by both players, man.
Yeah, you can see how macro is and just map control can make up for smaller forces.
Yep.
So Yoda is now sieging the top shield generator, but Sunblast is ready for that. He's got it. Assault Marine squads. The flames don't do much damage inside the shield, so he's now able to jump that kill team and tie it up. So he can defend it and hopefully kill that kill team. Jonah was dropped, so that second early game elite that Yoda doesn't have, Jonah was able to blind Yoda's and silence Yoda's units so they can't jump away. And it's going to be a wipe. Kill team and Assault Marine squad. Yeah. Now the game is very much in favor of Sunblast, who's got 3 ASMs, 2 early game elites, so he's got the potential pressure here. And he already got a shield generator at the bottom. So you can see that the game can turn pretty fast.
Yeah, big momentum shift for sure.
So Sunblast is splitting up his elites. So Jonah is up top, pushing that barracks, but Kill Team and an Assault Marine squad are going to see what they can do about that point that was stolen from them earlier. And he's rebuilding the nodes at the bottom as well that he lost. So Sunblast has got the entire middle line, pretty much. So map control has shifted. Yoda has lost his kill team, so he only has basic units to fight 2 other elites. And now he can't really contest much. He's still trying to defend his natural expansion, his power that is getting intact. He uses his standard to get some shielding, but Jonah is able to use his spells to try and do damage to Yoda, and he was able to silence those units. So it's not going to be easy to defend, and Sunblast is just focusing on the resources. He didn't try to fight those ASMs, he just killed those 2 power nodes. So he got value, and now he's turning on that army. He's merging his two groups of units, and you can see Kill Team was able to flank and wiping pretty much everything.
Well, let me ask you this. What do you think is the most important factor when you're doing a mirror match like this between these 2 factions?
Well, in a mirror match is going to be how you use your units. What value do you get with your units? And while Yoda was able to kill units, Sunblast focused on objectives and resources. And that's always going to be more valuable. Because in units you get refunds, you can rebuy them. But if you lose resources, that puts you back a lot more. And losing those 2 shield generators, not only does it open the base turrets to attacks, but it also gives you a little bit of resources. So that's why Jonah was able to drop that fast, and that's why Sunblast was able to rebuild that fast. And now he's actually pushing an objective, although that's a bit early, and Kill Team is there, so he knows he can't contest that while being slow by the tower. So he's getting back, but that's what I was saying. He got value out of his units, but Yoda didn't. Outside of bashing middle and killing 3 tech squads, he hasn't been pushing objectives, or he tried but was pushed back, and he hasn't been bashing as many resources. There's a little bit of an engage there. Yeah, you don't want to trade flamer shots, especially since Sunblast doesn't have a flamer. He has the missile launcher, so if you don't there. Yeah, this is not an ideal standoff right there. He's trying to catch the other squads with his Soul Marine squads, tying them in melee, but Yoda is just dancing around. So Sunblast can't push. Yoda can't really get out of his base because his tower is threatened. And
That's pretty much his only option is to dance around, bob and weave, and pray.
well, but he has to do something. The map is blue at the moment.
Yeah,
Its entire
completely.
Sunblast is.
Ooh.
I'm watching from the Sunblast
Just jump.
point of view. So the map is really in favor of Sunblast. We see Nassau Space Marine squad being dropped in the fight, but it won't be enough.
No, this is starting to look. GG.
Sunblast has recalled his kill team Rhinemo to the sky to be able to redrop it, and
Nice.
now he's able to switch to Flamer. So now he's got his Flamer, and he's melting Yoda's kill team. Trying to catch it.
Ooh, good shot. Caught that flame.
Oh, Yoda turned back and trying to get some damage, and he died from Jonah's. So Jonah has a range attack that bounces. So the bounce got Yoda's kill team last member. So it doesn't look good for Yoda at the moment. He lost his 2 shield generators. He only has 1 point inside his base.
Well,
And-
he's backed up in a space. I've seen stranger stuff happen. I mean, we've seen some crazy games.
Well, we could see a big elite changing the dynamic here if Yoda just manages to hold long enough for elite points. But he's got 5. His assault terminators are at 2 points away. But it's going to be hard to hold, and the more he waits, the more
I don't
that
think he can do it.
map imbalance is going to play out.
And we're seeing a move from the top.
Yeah, Sunblast is trying to still get that tower. And now he's got
I think he's going to get it.
a Dreadnought. And that's why the resources, that map imbalance I was talking about earlier, that's what it manifests as. Early vehicles that Yoda just can't deal with because he only has tank marines. He needs an anti-vehicle that he doesn't have. So he used his stasis on the turret, but it only just gives them a few seconds. Now it's off. And that tower is going to die from last devs plus that Dreadnought. Not much he can do here. Having to fight a Dreadnought plus 2 elites. And that
Ooh,
tower is
power's
gone.
down.
Yeah. So the Dreadnought got a little bit of damage from that tower, but that's
It's
all.
very tanky, man. It's so fucking tanky.
They die fast to dedicated AV, but there's none on the field. Yoda has got his own Dreadnought now, so they can have a 1v1, but
Uh-oh. I don't
Sunblast
think he's
has
gonna-
a
yeah.
last dev to even the fight, and Jonah who does a good amount of true damage as well.
Oh,
Although
yeah.
Yoda has
Yoda's got him.
Yeah, Yoda has got 2 doctrines for his Dreadnoughts,
They're not down.
so it's a little bit more tanky. But it's also a bit too late because that tower is still gone. So now Yoda's core is vulnerable,
Yep.
and the
Got him
Dreadnought
out of
is
there, though. Got him out. That's it.
yeah. He pushed him back, but he can't really do much still because the Dreadnought can't really chase. You can see he's too slow compared to Sunblast's unit, and Sunblast can just be ready to drop another Dreadnought on the core now. It's a very real threat, so Yoda has to be ready to defend. He's trying to get rid of that Doctrine Chapel that was built near his natural expansion. Well, I don't think he's going to do much. Sunblast is running. We can see a kill team being called down for Yoda, and he's doing good damage with that flamer. But Sunblast just respond by doing the same, dropping his own. Oof, kill team, but he dropped it too far to the front inside the flamer, and it might die.
I think Yoda's
It's
playing the
very
only
low
cards he
health.
has. And
Oof,
respect him for it.
27 health, 25, and he's a shield. That's a very low health kill team that really needs to go back further because it's still in range of flames stuff. 5-1, 1 HP instead. Oh, that's sad. You can see Yoda dropping that Terminator squad I was mentioning earlier,
Are you
and you
fucking
can see
kidding me?
the
Oh my god.
response, which is again, you get a kill team, I get a kill team. You get Terminators, I get a Terminator. Everyone gets a Terminator, and that you can see it's a true mirror match
Oh yeah.
right there. Uh, we can see two Terminator squads fighting each other while Assault Space Marines join the fight. They don't have power swords yet, so they don't do much damage to those heavy armor elites. And Yoda's Terminator squad is dead. As you can see, Sunblast has a last dev squad in the bag that has been shooting pretty much undisturbed.
Yep.
And now there's nothing to kill that Dreadnought.
That was
That
a fun
Assault
exchange.
Terminator.
That was a fun exchange.
It's back and forth, back and forth. Uh,
That's
Yoda
GG.
had the upper hand for like 5 seconds until the other Terminator squad showed up.
Oh no.
Ah, it must feel bad.
That was good.
Because now that poor Yoda is building units, trying to get a force back, but he has nothing on the field. He's got one assault mine squad, another building, the last dev building, but these guys are going to be tied up by everything that Sunblast has. And Sunblast is sending anti-armor toward the core now, so
Oh no. They took out their swords. The sword fight.
yeah, so Yoda has got power swords now on his assault marines, so they're going to do a good true damage. But Sunblast is dropping his dreadnoughts on the core, as I mentioned earlier. That was a possibility, and yeah, no way Yoda can defend now.
No, but this was a fun,
GG.
fun match. GG. Wow. This was a fun one.
Oh. Yeah, so you can see that map control matters a lot in those mirror fights. The core defense is being used. Yoda doesn't want to surrender, but really there's no point. Like he should surrender at this point. He has Terminator squads, 2 last devs, 2 dreadnoughts. The core is up now, and it's going to be finished off.
Well, that's game one. That's a good one. Very
Yeah, that was
fun.
game.
Very fun.
And it's over.
Yoda takes the loss. Game one.
So that late game elite setup that Yoda had, what didn't pay out in the end, because having to fight Jonah and Kill Team during the early game was too hard for him. Even though he was able to abuse Kill Team to wipe 3 Tex Marines in the very beginning, you can recover from that.
It was a fun watch, no matter what.
Oh yeah, but
I
definitely some good back and forth.
yeah, the mirror matches are much more scientific than, let's say, when it's mixed factions. It was a very interesting match. It was quick, but I thought it was good. But we're gonna get the second game ready, so we'll be back in about 5 minutes. Here we go. Wonderful. We are back, guys. Sorry for that. We can go. We can go. Everything is fine now.
You can hear me now? Okay.
Yes. Sorry. So sorry about that, guys.
But they didn't miss much.
Yeah, they didn't. They didn't miss much. Welcome
As I
back.
said,
This is game 2. This is game 2 of the semifinals.
Yeah, and
Which is rolling
Yoda switched. Sunblast kept his build, as I said, and Yoda switched to orcs. Okay, they said now okay. So Yoda switched to
I'm
orcs
so sorry.
with Weird Boy and Gorgas. So he's going to be able to match Kill Team plus Jonah, and he's got that late game Gorkanaut that he used to scare Chompers away last time. Where as soon as he dropped Gorkanaut, Chompers just surrendered. So we'll see if that works a second time, if he gets to that 9-point elite. There's a small engagement at the bottom of the map. The orcs have built a boys' hut and a turret, a watt tower, middle of the map. Sorry. The boys are getting their shout at the bottom of shield generator, getting a shield and a small buff in speed and damage, and they're trying to get that Salt Marine squad inside the shield. So 2v1 they might get it, even if they don't have wall. But at the top of the map, there's on Yoda's side, there's an Assault Marine squad that is trying to get a counter bash. So we'll see who's fastest.
Yeah.
2 boys without war or a single Assault Marine squad. They're full on offensive. Like they don't care about defending. They just attack each other.
Well, right away, it's a much more competitive game than last.
Oh yeah, Yoda was pissed by that mirror match, I think.
It's more technical, more scientific. The thinking.
But
game.
it's still getting nowhere here because they do very little damage to those objectives that early on, and Yoda has to go back because he's going to lose a boy squad because Sunblast has put his barracks right next to the shield generator, so he was able to reinforce that Assault Marine squad that was able to defend. And now Yoda is being pursued by Sunblast. Although the shooter boys are able to scare those Assault Marine squads away. Meanwhile, Yoda has sent a boy squad trying to defend his own shield generator, but 1v1 versus Assault Marines, they're not that good. They need numbers or a watt to be able to compete. They got a shout to get a shield, but they can't really get into a fight, so they're trying to scare them off. And it works. The Assault Marines just jump away. They probably didn't have to. They're just hiding a bush, getting ready to do something later. And now the boys have lost their shields, so they're going to get killed by those Assault Marine squads. It's sad. The map is about even, although Sunblast has already built 3 requisition points.
Here go
And
the
Yoda only
Flamers.
has 2. And we see the Flamer up top, that kill team that is being called down. You could have expected a missile launcher to get that shield.
Nothing
but
like a
hey.
little barbecue fucking orc. Ouch.
Yeah, orc barbecue and it's going to be really like the flames do nothing inside the shield, so it's only visual. The 2 Assault Marine squads
It looks
did
really
a lot
cool.
though.
It does.
And you can see that the health of that shield generator is still dropping quite fast because of how broken those flamers are. That's that's a lot of DPS. Meanwhile, in the middle, the boys have a war
Yeah,
going,
it's going down fast,
but it's
yeah.
it's like 4-on-1, so I don't think they needed a WAF to kill the tank squad. They're going to try and get a counter bash of that shield generator. But again, the barracks right there are going to be able to supply reinforcements. That they should probably try to kill that barracks first. The WA
the
has
shield, right?
timed off. Yoda is still building his pile of guns, so he doesn't have the level 2 WA with the
That
proper
tactical
duration
shield.
increase and the damage increase. So he won't be able to bash that node. Meanwhile, the kill team is going through the map from up top, trying to provide help at the bottom, but it's also killing a lot of structures in the middle as it descends through the map. Sunblast is still outnumbered at the bottom, one assault marine squad versus all those boys,
A lot of
but they
action all
have
over the place.
reinforcements,
Yep.
which Yoda doesn't have, so Yoda has to run. He's going to lose that shooter squad. The boys are fine, but they're going to run into kill team and more assault marines, so they have to be very careful about where they're going. Yoda can drop Zapnugin, but he might be waiting for Gorguts. And I would wait for Gorguts as well, being able
Yeah.
to shield his army and get healing wall
Safer
to make
play.
up for that crazy damage of the Space Marines.
Might be a little engagement here. Left side.
Yeah, the boys are being pursued by that kill team because Sunblast knows he has the stronger force right now. He killed that Watt Tower, so he doesn't expect another one so soon. So he can fight boys without war. He hasn't seen an elite yet. He's got the map. He pushed an objective, so he's being a bit more aggressive. And Yoda is very lucky that Sunblast isn't pushing his luck too much, being more defensive. He's got a Doctrine Chapel where he's getting reinforcements, getting more
7
more
minutes
units.
into it, early game's pretty much done.
Yeah, Yoda is waiting for his Gorguts to be able to push out in the field. He's
Always
getting
tough for the
Dakahut,
Orcs in the early game
so he's
anyway.
going to be able to get looters maybe to try and suppress that, although versus the Assault Marines is probably not a good idea. Maybe tank boosters, get a nice Quiggin, also not ideal. He has his pile of guns up, but he didn't get the Longbow upgrade, and it's pretty much a requirement for Orcs to be able to get value out of their war. But he also doesn't have a Watt Tower up to get that war, so it's pretty hard on Yoda. He has barely enough power to get another tower, but his bottom shield generator is also being pushed, and he can't really do anything against that Assault Marine squad, kill team squad. He should get a truck to be able to throw boys on top of that
Shield is up.
elite. Gorgus is up, but he's already lost a third of his health.
Yep.
And Jonah is up as well, so it's still going to be tough. Gorgus is spinning, but he's not covering anything with that spin. Kill team is tied up, but Jonah and 3 ASMs were able to just secure that shield kill by using the wall, and now they're just jumping away. They know they don't have to fight. They got their value, and if the Orcs push too much, they're going
They're
to
gonna
get
lose everything.
roasted.
Yep.
And that was no, that's bad.
Wow.
Gorgus is going to die. I'm calling it right
That's
now.
it. Yeah, I mean, he's losing his entire army on this fight
Yeah,
here.
Gorgus has a lot of health, but not that much. Only 1,000 more than
Gotta be supported.
Gabe. And an elite alone is always going to get shredded by
Orc army's gone.
4 or 5 units plus 2 other smaller elites.
Orcs don't have an army. Nothing there.
Yeah, the Orcs have a single Gretchen squad left. And the entire map is owned by Sunblast, pretty much.
Wonder if
Except
Sunblast
for
knows
one
that.
point.
He's just healing
2
up
points.
right now. But oh, there he goes. He's starting to move.
Yeah, Sunblast is recalling his kill team so he can drop it again and probably get a missile to get some anti-building
He's real aggressive in this game,
capabilities.
man. He's real aggressive. I like that. Aggressive gameplay, good micro.
Yeah.
Especially in the
Sunblast-
exchanges when it counts, you know?
Sunblast is healed up, he knows he can just push, so he's doing just that. Attacking resources. Resources are gone, so Soul Space Marines have good damage against buildings, even though they don't have their power swords. Those nodes are normal armor, so they die really fast. And those shooter boys are not going to be able to stop all those units. They get blasted in the face by Fury of the Ancients. Does AoE damage and boosts speed of your friendly units as Space Marine. And now Yoda only has 1 point left for resources. He's got 3 shooter squads, but he can't win a ranged fight
Nope.
against that kill team,
I don't think he can win
and
any fight right now.
he has to fight 3 Soul Space Marines that can tie up those shooters in a fight. So he needs a front line, and he has nothing now. He's building a lot of turrets back there. The Wattower are how you tier up in as orc. You don't have a tier research, so he might be trying to get vehicles, either knobs or a Mad Dread to be able to face those Space Marines.
Yeah, this is the end game.
But yeah, you probably won't have time to get that tier 2 goodness, as his towers are being pushed by the army of Sunblast, who has got 2 less devs, so very good anti-building damage. As you can see on the tower, it's going down really fast, and it's dead. So now the core is open. The shooter boys are getting shredded. The Daka hut is gone.
It's over.
Sunblast pretty much has the entire army, and he's going to push core. And that's probably GG.
And the finals are
Drakid,
set.
yeah, Drakid doesn't have elite points to get a nice surprise or anything. It's pretty much over.
Yeah. Great effort by Yoda. I want to thank him for participating in this series. He played well.
Yep. And it's over. So
Sunblast for the
Sunblast
win.
moves
Yeah.
to the finals.
That was really aggressive gameplay by Sunblast, right?
Yeah, pretty aggressive, and you can see that early game the orcs don't have a lot of health. They don't have their scrap yet, and Sunblast was able to capitalize on that, being extra aggressive on the early game, trying to get a foothold and not let the orc get a critical mass.
Hey,
And that worked pretty well.
Hey, real quick before I forget, I wanted to thank. I don't want to mispronounce your name. I don't want to butcher your name, but I wanted to thank you for the subprime subscription to my channel. All of that helps to make content and to put tournaments on like this, and I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Sorry.
It's all right.
So yeah, I mean that's it. So what we're gonna see next, the third place game, it's gonna be a much quicker turnover. Um, give us about 2-3 minutes, and we'll go straight into the third place game. Which, by the way, the third place game consists of the loser of this game and who lost last week? Was it Dullahan?
Yeah, Dudahan lost, so it's going
Yes.
to be Dudahan versus Yoda.
Oh, that should be a very interesting match. Okay, we'll be right back in a few minutes. Hello, guys. Welcome. This is the third place game in the 1v1 tournament for Dawn of War 3. I am joined with Artist, and
Hello again.
we are going to get started.
Am I 8 seconds?
You're at 8 seconds. Okay, give me a
Yes.
sec. Let me pause at 8. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Let's start.
All right. So
And
this
we're off.
is Dullahan versus Yoda. So Dullahan lost versus Weiss, and Yoda just lost versus Sunblast. As we saw, it was pretty aggressive play by Sunblast. So the match was 12 minutes long. And they took a while to play that game, so because they forgot to play it, and then they couldn't play for a week, so they both had time to cool off before playing that game. So Dullahan is sporting a very nice hot pink Space Marines with Gabe, lots of disruption, Chaplain Diomedes, who can tank a lot with his shield, Ironclad Dreadnought, so a lot of crowd control right there. And he's got scouts with Scout Strike. The scouts do a little bit of extra damage when they get out of stealth, and seismic mines. So the mines of the scouts are very strong in this game. And in Exodus, they get refunded, so they're on a cooldown instead of having just 3 that you can place like vultures in StarCraft. They regenerate over time, like 90 seconds or something. And he's got Lone Wolf, where his land speeders are going to do more damage when they're alone. Meanwhile, Yoda is playing his orcs, except he switched his Weird Boy for Storm Boys. So they've got a jump back, and like pretty much like Assault Space Marines, but for orcs. And he's got a Rocket Barrage. So Rocket Barrage is a doctrine on his tank boosters. They have pretty good range on this, and they do true damage on a circle. Like it's like a mortar that they can use to siege units. So right now it's about split on the map. Yoda is trying to get that middle. No, it's not. It's sorry. Dullahan is trying to get the middle with the Doctrine Chapel. So what Yoda did the last game, it was on the same map. And he's also scouting with Assault Marines, trying to get on Yoda's resources early. So Yoda has to cancel the building of his requisition generator. He's building a listening post at the bottom. Hopefully it will be ready before the Assault Marines get there, but it's going to be hard. Dullahan is dropping an attack squad there to help.
Oh,
And they're probably going to be able to kill that building before it's built.
Boom,
Before
gone.
Yeah, before the end of the construction, they don't have as much health, so they die pretty fast. Oh, those poor Gretchens have to run away. They use their ability to hide. Luckily, like he still saved his power, so that's nice. But that was a close call.
Still anyone's
He's
game
now-
at this point.
Yeah, he's now moving his boys up, trying to do a counter push. Dullahan has a sneaky servitor in the bush right there, so he sees that coming. He can move near his Doctrine Chapel to get support, and he's dropping a banner to get extra shielding,
Grenade.
trying to win this engagement. He's going to be able to do that. He's getting flamers on his
Boys
attack
are running.
squads. These flamers are not broken, but they do boost the damage of the squad passively and their health pretty much as basic infantry upgrade. So it's plus 15% attack and damage on top of giving them a flamer and the ability to use their flamer ability. So their orcs have to back because they can't really fight into that banner, that standard, and they didn't have the war going. So they had to run, but Yoda has dropped his early game elite.
Storm Boys.
Pretty cheap. You can see those nice Storm Boys
They're on
that
the
were able
field.
to kill the vision. The orcs, one of the boys scrapped, and they're going up to see what's going on. Storm Boys is joining, and you can see the first scout squad of Dullahan is on the field. And Dullahan is building an arsenal, so he's going to be able to research mines for those for those scouts. But they can't use mines right now, but maybe later. And they have good DPS for their cost. It's oh no, they have mines already, and it's just under the tax squads like DPS per requisition, but it's not far under, and they have a bigger vision range and about the same health. So don't underestimate scouts. The boys are walked up though, and they're trying to push, and they're going to walk on those mines, and you can see that they do a good amount of damage. They do 400 armor piercing in retail. And armor piercing is not much versus armor. It has a 0.22 multiplier, but it also hits every member of the squad. So on orc squads with a lot of members, that's still a decent amount of damage. And those boys are half dead and getting chased by salt marines, and they're getting their asses roasted by that single attack marine squad. The Stormbows had tried to just scare those guys away, and it works, but that's still a lot of resources down for not much. The map is still split evenly, but Dullahan is getting a Devastator Marine squad as well. He doesn't have pin anymore, so we won't see that, but it's going to be able to slow down those boys when they charge, and that along with the flamers, salt marines, and the scout grenades and the scout blind grenades that stun. That's going to be hard to push into, even with that storm boy. We can see 3 boys being completely scrapped up, so they've got more health and they stun.
All the way on that right side, there's a resource point that's not even capped. It's not even taken.
But it was taken, but it has been uncapped
Okay.
by Dullahan.
I didn't notice that. I didn't see that.
It was after that first fight up top. So orcs are still trying to push, but they're still walking on mines. And you need detection. So in this game, detection is not very good because your main detection unit is also your builder unit. So that kind of breaks a lot of strategies. But
Ooh, nice.
Yoda hasn't brought Gretchens to the front, so he doesn't see those mines.
Ooh.
And he has been flanked by Devastators, but you can see the Storm Boys used their suicide ability to send one boy on that Devastator, killing a model, desetting, preventing a setup. But he still has to run because Diomedes is on the field now. And that chaplain is forced to reckon with in melee. He builds Fury as he hits, and when he's got max Fury every time he triggers, he also heals his friends in an area around himself.
Smart move.
So that's a lot of sustain for that army. You can see 3 scouts now. They're hidden. Yoda doesn't have Gretchens to reveal them, so they're able to place mines everywhere, and Yoda doesn't see those mines. They're using their attack from stealth there. It's not very strong in Exodus.
Weisberg in chat just said Gabe would have been great. Insta-spin for lots of damage.
Well, Gabe can get there too, but Diomedes is going to be able to push those buildings pretty easily,
Ooh,
and
he's
there's
under
not much
attack.
that they can do. But he got stunned by the charge of those boys. But as he triggers his passive, it's going to change. Still backs because the Y is getting ready, and you don't want to fight an orc in a war. Just wait for the cooldown to just go away. Really, just use CC to slow them. So he's going back to his shield. Dullahan is going back to his shield, and he's going to be ready to tank those angry orcs. But the orcs still don't have Gretchens around, so they don't see the mines and just walk on them. With the doctrine that Dullahan picked, he's got Iron Cat Dreadnought.
Look at this sneaky little servitor. Just got caught. Got caught.
Yes, Dullahan has seismic mines, so they also knock back now. So it really slows the push of a wall when they just get knocked on their asses every time they move 3 meters.
I mean, right now, it's the map is 50-50, pretty much.
It's 50-50, but
But
mines are being laid everywhere, and Dullahan is pushing the resources of Yoda. And Dullahan has an elite points built, but Yoda doesn't. So Dullahan is going to get elites much sooner.
that could be a problem. That could be a
That
problem.
scout blob has been flanked by a lot of angry boys, but you can see the mines working very well there, completely preventing the boys from reaching those scouts
That's
in
huge.
time. It
That
took them
was
a while,
huge.
and they
Very
only
huge.
now getting melee, but it was enough to give
Chucking nades.
an
Oh my
opportunity
God.
for the scouts to just run away. They should have died, but because of the mines and the knockback, they were able to run. And the orc boys are very hurt, even though Dullahan didn't have a lot of DPS from the weapons of the scouts. It was just the mines on the ground, and that's why you want. Like he should have Gretchens around. He knows there are mines now. Gretchens are very cheap. He should have a couple
Oh boy.
to detect. There's one.
What's the chaplain doing there on his own? Crazy.
Yeah, you can see he gets shields when he his ability triggers, so he can tank there a while. Not during a war, but he was able
Yeah,
to
that's what they say.
be
though.
annoying. And now he just goes back. The scouts are healed up. There are 2 Devastator Marines now. Dullahan can place mines on top of them, so if the boys try to tie them up in melee, and that's what we see right now, they're going to be
Here we
hit
go.
by the mines. Devastators slow down the boys get in range, but they're going to
There's a grenade.
they're going to get thrown in the air by the mines, and lets the Devastator run away, being
Ooh.
covered by a second Devastator squad. So that was a very nice setup right there. Very good bait, perfectly executed, and that
Oh my
wall has been
gosh.
completely denied because the orcs have to run away and get no value out of that wall.
You can't ignore
that's-
those landmines. You can't ignore them.
Yeah, that's how you deal with orcs. You don't fight them when they are walled up, and when they have the wall, you use crowd control to make sure that they can't get value out of it. And you had a superior force of orcs. They had their bonus of the wall, but they didn't get any value because they were stunned. They walked on mines.
Well, what
they
can
were
the orc
slowed
player
by,
do at this point? What can the orc player do against that?
He has to split. He has to threaten points where there aren't mines. Yoda has been pushing that same top lane from the start, so all the mines are there. But at the bottom of the map, there aren't that many mines defending the points there.
Jesus, he's spamming mines like a fucking savage.
Yeah,
Savage, man.
from only 3 scouts.
Yep.
But because Yoda is sitting at his base, not scouting with Gretchens trying to get those mines, and he's pushing the same lane over and over, it's much more efficient for Dullahan, who's able to just have
Score guts.
the map for himself. And he's dropping last devs now onto that bottom shield. Yoda has Gorgons now,
This
but
is
he's
just-
still trying to push that same top lane.
Oh!
The bottom of the map
landmine
is being
spam.
pushed. The top of the map is being pushed by orcs.
Oh my god.
The
It's so
orcs don't
funny.
have their war, but we see Gabe now, and Weiss is going to be happy. So we're going to see a Gabe and Storm Boys versus versus Storm Boys and Gorguts. But in 1v1, Gabe wins, but that poor Gabe is surrounded by a lot of orcs.
I don't know.
At the bottom of the map, the Space Marines were able to get that shield, and they're going up top to try and save Gabe. Gabe is very tanky as well. He has 4,000 health,
Let's see it.
and he has a lot of CC, so he's probably going to be able to jump. And now you can see the scouts are there. They're going to be able to use
Wow.
stun grenades, and boom, the stun hits.
What a huge
That
battle.
lets Gabe use his ability to, again, a lot of CC. That's what Space Marines
Wow.
are very good at. A lot of health, a lot of
Here we
crowd
go.
control. Gorget is spinning, trying to save his troops, but the massive amount of crowd control is there to push him away. Knobs are there. Knobs, heavy armor, lots of anti-infantry damage. That's a threat to the Space Marines, so they will have to go back. But you can see Diomedes hitting the knobs, triggering his passive, getting shields every time he hits. That's going to get him Zeal level 3. He's going to be able to heal his friends every time he hits now. So those knobs that are hard counters to the Space Marines infantry are getting shredded. You can see power swords on those Assault Space Marines, so they do true damage. They're going to be able to go through those knobs, and they're supported by the scouts who just throw stun grenades from time to time just to make sure that the Space Marines don't get too much in trouble. Diomedes is still there, still alive, still kicking. The knobs almost dead. Just one mullet left. So that's a lot of power to reinforce. Gorgus is probably going to die. He's being chased. Chaplain is still getting his procs, so he's has low health but a lot of shields.
Get him.
Last devs are trying to finish off Gorguts. It's not going to be easy. Gorgut has to go in the back.
Devastator's being devastating.
Yeah. Gorgus has his healing wall, so he can get some heals, but that won't do much because, it only heals 500, and most of his army is full health. And on Gorguts, it's like 10% of his health, so he would need 10 watts to get back up. Yoda is getting a truck so he can throw knobs where he wants them to. He's got a big blob of shooters. I don't know what's going to do. Knobs are slowly healing, but they didn't get a model for free there.
I really enjoyed that Gabriel gameplay before. Jumped into the battle. It's nice. It's nice
he
to
was
watch.
able to tank for a while against
for
all that
sure.
army waiting for support. And when support got there, that the battle completely turned into Dullahan's favor. Dullahan now is exploiting his Lone Wolf doctrine on his speeder, and he's using a single land speeder to bash the resources on the other side of the map while he's pushing the main base of Yoda, jumping his Assault Space Marines. He's getting flanked by Knobs. Gorguts is taunting everything, but the Tactical Marine Squad is using his Flamer to slow everyone down, and now Gabe is using his CC to disengage, and Diomedes is going to shield everyone around him. So the shooters are trying to focus there, but they're not going to be able to do much, and we see a Death Storm drop pod forcing those shooters back. Gorg is going to die. Gabe is just jumping everywhere, making sure the knobs can't get any value. It lets the hurt Space Marine army retreat. Gorgus is still alive somehow. Tank boosters are getting short work out of the Death Storm. It still was a pretty brutal attack, and the land speeder is still going through the resources of Yoda, getting shot at by those tank boosters. Almost died, saved by the doctrine that gives good.
I'm
damage
impressed with
resistance.
both players, man. It's a really great game here. This is a really interesting match.
But Yoda is still stuck in his corner of the map, though. It's very
Let's put him up
defensive. He was held back by the mines early on, and now he's always defending from a push.
I think the
And
orcs
he's
are
lo-
very underpowered. Could have been underpowered race there.
It's not necessarily the race, the plays there matter a lot. There's definitely stuff that Yoda could have done, being more proactive, being on the map, using detection early on to get value. Like those tank busters could have defended that land speeder, because he doesn't need those tank busters right now. There are no vehicles from the Space Marine now outside of that land speeder, and now Dullahan is pushing the bottom of the map, and you can see Diomedes using his passive to shield the Assault Space Marines with power swords, so he can tank the tower shots, and those 3 units are going to be able to kill that tower if not defended. But Yoda used the stasis to give him some time, and now he's moving all of his tank boosters and shooters there, throwing grenades. So he's going to be able to force defense, but I don't know what he's doing. He's just jumping on top of everyone. The Assault Space Marines are still there. The Standard is nuking the tower from the sky. That might be just enough to get a tower, but we see an orbital strike used defensively, but the beacon is captured by the Orcs, so Dullahan doesn't have control over where that strike goes. Meanwhile, at the top, Gabe is bashing resources, while the main army of the Space Marines has killed Gorguts and the Storm Boys. The Nobs are about to die. Everything else is wiped. So that was a nice distraction at the bottom.
Absolutely.
The tower did not die, but it's almost dead, and it let the rest of the Space Marine forces push at the top with the land speeder. The resources at the top of Yoda are some are still up. There's a wall used to scare off the Space Marines. That force that went at the bottom to defend the tower is now back up, but it's too late. The Nobs are dead, the Elites are dead, the Hutt is dead, and the Space Marines just fell back to their base to recover.
I think
another speeder with his doctrine is going around the map, getting at the edge of the map to try and be sneaky. He's probably going to be able to finish off that tower.
Well,
the Wada boys are pushing that shield generator at the top, but it doesn't do much. The tower at the bottom has been killed by this land speeder, while Gabriel is going to be able to defend at the top. Scouts are being dropped just to use a lot of
I really
CC,
don't
and
see
Gabe
how Yoda comes back into this.
It's going to be hard. Like Dullahan has a lot of crack control now. He's got jumps from the Assault Marines.
He's got the tank.
He's got jumps from Gabe. He's got mines. He's got stuns from the Scouts, and he's got a Predator now.
Nasty.
Predator Destructor, so anti-infantry with some AOE. It's going to be very hard for Yoda to come back from this.
God, I love
He's
that
got the
team.
entire armor to deal with that Predator, but that's only if they get to shoot, and with the sheer amount of CC that Dullahan brings to the table, it's going to be very hard to use that. Dullahan is still bashing resources with his speeder. He's got a multi-melta on it. I don't really see the point because he's mostly attacking stuff with normal armor, but why not? Some nobs have been built, but they're going to be shredded by Gabe and Assault Space Marines. You can see the volley of
that was awesome.
rocket barrage being used, but it didn't do much to Gabe and
Sure
to
looked
Assault
cool.
Space Marines. That was nice to look at, though.
Yeah,
definitely.
it was.
The tank boosters are still alive, and they're scaring that Predator off, but that's all they can do. Gorgus is not alive, so the wall doesn't heal those.
Another
those boys
landmine.
up. And there are still landmines. There are still
my
grenades
God.
being used, so it's really hard for poor boys. It's really hard for those orcs to do anything. They're being slowed by the Devastators.
He's got the
there's
rocks.
a Death Dread.
He's got
The
rocks.
Death Dread is going to be able to scare the Devastator squad away, but he doesn't have his shields. It's going to be tough. As soon as the Predator sees that stuff is being dropped exactly on the Death Dread, the Death Dread is dead.
Bye-bye.
A drop in the face, two mines, a shot from the Predator, and that Death Dread is gone. Diomedes is fearlessly pushing to those poor boys.
Here comes Gabe.
He knows that those boys can't do anything to him. The land speeder tried to get some value, already pushing the core, forcing Storm Boys to come defend. So Dullahan has maintained pressure and at 2 points of the map during the entire game with that speeder. It was very nice. why is used at the top, but won't do much. Gabriel and Diomedes are going to be able to face Gorguts. That Gorguts is in the front line, but he can't do anything. He's being stunned by Gabriel over and over. Meanwhile, Diomedes is getting his passive on, getting shield for that Gabe. He's still getting hit quite a bit because he can't get a lot of targets to hit. But Gabriel is able to bash on Gorguts. Gorguts is half dead. And there's a Dreadnought pushing now. The Predator is in the back, providing fire support. And that poor Gorguts is being thrown around over and over. 2/3 dead now. He has to run away, but a slam
Not gonna matter.
from the Ironclad Dreadnought. It's not just any Dreadnought, it's the Elites. He was able to use his wall there to stun someone. Gorguts has done nothing but fly on and fall on his back. It's pretty sad. Gabe keeps jumping. The Ironclad Dreadnought is going down pretty soon because that's still a lot of tank busters shooting from the back. Gabriel and Chaplain are trying to scare those tank busters, saving the Dreadnought. There are 2 Predators shooting at them now. Gorguts is down. Another Mad Dread appears on the field. Diomedes and Gabe have to run away now. Gabe uses his reflect wall to get some protection as they retreat. Stormbows jump on them, trying to get the kill. Gabe is pushed back in range of the Death Dread. Not enough. The Death Dread doesn't see Gabe. Stormbows are trying to get some value there. But a proper Dreadnought is dropped to counter that Mad Dread.
It's getting slaughtered.
Death Dread, sorry. Gabe makes it out, still alive. The Death Dread is gone. The Dreadnought is in range of those those tank busters that get thrown on their backs. It's going down, but it's not going down without fights.
Yep.
It's now dead, but it got value.
Nice, nice drop.
And more Assault Space Marines are being dropped. The Lone Wolf Speeder is fighting a Death Copter over some resources. Flamers are being used to push those Watt Towers. The Shield Generator is still up, so Dullahan has to deal with that, but with Power Sword SMs, it's going to be easy. Predator is dead. I didn't see that. 3 elites from Dullahan are healing at HQ. It heals faster than any other buildings. Those tank boosters have managed to stay alive quite a long time, but they don't do enough anti-infantry to be able to defend their base. That's sad. Another Death Dread is being built. That's going to be more effective. Dullahan doesn't have enough to maintain pressure at the moment.
Wow,
but
that
he
was
still
a great
has
fight.
the map.
That was a nice fight.
So Yoda, he's really hanging out there, but he's been on the back foot for the entire game. Orcs don't want to be on the defensive. As orc, you want to force the other player to react. You want to force the plays. You don't want to be the one reacting to whatever is happening.
He made the good fight though, and I was entertained.
Oh yeah, a Predator is making his way over the map. Dullahan's elites are healed, ready to fight, and they're moving towards the bottom, while the rest of Dullahan's army, the infantry, is moving at the top alone. So we're going to see a pincer action going, probably. The Predator is pushing into some resources with the elites, while the infantry is now pushing the top shield generators. So Yoda has a choice to make where to send stuff to defend. Core is being threatened at the bottom. So while Yoda sends his tank busters to defend there, the top shield generator is going to fall to the ASMs that are attacking that poor Death Dread. The Dullahan's elites are in the core. He has enough elite points to call down and a second orbital on top of all of his elites. The wall is used to prevent the capture of the beacon this time, so the the orbital is actually effective. The support tank boosters are decimated. They have to run away, and the core is about to die, killed by those elites. The tank boosters, some of them manage to go around, but they can't really push back those 3 elites by themselves. The core shield is being pulled. It gives a few seconds, but with Gabe pushing on those tank boosters and Ironclad on the core, it's GG. Oh, Gorkonaut is available. We might see him being dropped. Yes, Gorkonaut is there, but it's way too late. Oh, it's sad. It's reminiscent of the loss of Dullahan versus Waze, where Taldir got there, but it was already too late.
He made the good fight. Put up a very good fight, very entertaining
the third
match.
place goes to Dullahan.
Yeah, congratulations, Dullahan. Third place. He is a creator of the Exodus mod, and he's also a great player. How about that? This was a very
interesting
match.
Use was very nice. You don't see them used very often.
Yeah, great mind
they
usage.
worked very well.
Holy shit. Spamming that all over the place. Holy cow. Fucking great. I really enjoyed this third place game. I think it was the best out of the 3.
Yeah, it was a very good game.
It was a very good game. I enjoyed that a lot. I want to thank both of those players for participating in the tournament. We're gonna do the finals next weekend, around the same time. Is that, are you available for next weekend, Artist?
Yes.
Okay, great. I should have asked you first. Any thoughts so far on the semis? Who's going to be playing next week?
It was pretty good, and next week we're going to see the finals between Sunblast and Waze, and they both had very solid games up until now, so it's going to be a very nice set of games.
Yeah, I'm
looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Guys, I want to throw this at you. This was a tournament that we put together. It was a for fun tournament. I'm very interested in possibly doing something in the first quarter of next year. I mean, this year it's flying by. It's already almost over. It's going to be 2021. I'm considering doing a cash tournament for Dawn of War 3, a serious tournament. I'm going to put together a way that we can pool money together, do a crowd funded tournament for Dawn of War 3, if that's possible. Me personally, I'm willing to put in $50 into the pie, and if we can get enough people, I think we can do something meaningful, and we can really have a competitive tournament amongst each other. So, but that's up to you guys. Like I said, I'm willing to administer the tournament and put my time into organizing it, and I'm also willing to put in $50. If we can get a few guys to match me, we could have ourselves a great tournament. So with that said, I am looking forward to next week's finals.
Yes.
Artist, you've been a gentleman as always. Thank you so much for doing this and putting this together. And I'll see you guys very soon. I'll give you the last word, Artist.
Well, see you next week then.
Bye-bye.
Bye.